Victoria plays the violin, the piano, the clarinet, and earlier during the summer of last year, we discovered that Victoria has a beautiful voice, and I knew earlier in life that she had some interest in the performing arts, but we took a different route to get there. We figured that with the instruments, at some point we would progress into the performing arts. And what a treat it was for me last year to just happen to pass by her room, and I heard this beautiful voice coming out, and I thought, oh, I never thought any of my children could sing. And I said to her immediately, we have to start voice lessons right away. And that was exactly what we did. And her voice teacher is quite impressed with the talent that she has and her ability to do anything that she asks her to do. And it will be interesting and exciting to see where Victoria's career will lead her. Victoria got accepted into NYU and Wellesley. Actually, those were her two top choices amongst 5 schools that she got into. And in the end, she decided she wanted to go to Wellesley. And having been on the Wellesley campus with Victoria about 4 times, I can see why. And I am only waiting to see this powerful woman that Wellesley will now produce in the next 4 years. Victoria, I wish you all the best with your career, and I know you will stay on your path. I know you are multi-talented, very bright, rise to any challenge that will face you and that have faced you. And I know that in the end, you will find your passion and you will pursue it, and you will take it to not just the next level, but to an extraordinarily high level. I love you, and I will always be here for you, no matter what. Mommy loves you.
That's great.
Victoria started the piano at approximately 3 years old. And that introduction actually started because at the time I thought, and also with the support of the research, that introducing children to a lot of creativity stimulates mental growth, or mental/intellectual. And to date, I think that along with other exposures that Victoria has had and experiences that she's had throughout her life, I think that it does prove the research to be correct, that when children are involved with music, the outcome is not only the ability to play music, but also the ability to think critically and creatively.
How was violin introduced into her life?
Violin started at the Good Shepherd Day School, where she joined that school at about when she was in actually the 1st grade. And
Go ahead, start it from the beginning.
Okay.
The violin was introduced to her?
Okay. The violin was introduced to Victoria in the 1st grade at the Good Shepherd Day School.
And what did she start? How did she, who was her first teacher, or, how did you find the first teacher? And was she really excited about the violin?
The school actually offered the violin, and it was optional at that point for parents to have their children take lessons or not. And for me, it was not only a nice addition, but the violin is such a beautiful instrument, and I thought it was just a wonderful opportunity to have it right there in the palm of our hands, so we should take up that opportunity.
what was her? So the first was piano, then violin, then.
The clarinet came later on. The clarinet came about 5 years after, and she in the 5th grade. And Victoria has also demonstrated that she has a passion for the clarinet as well.
Was the music always easy for her? Did she ever wanted to quit or get frustrated with it, or it was always easy? Or how many? Also add to that. How many hours a day she was spending playing the instruments?
Okay, well, because Victoria, I should take the well because out, but Victoria plays 3 instruments a week. That means at least a minimum of 3 evenings per week, or 3 hours per week with lessons, and then practicing when her schedule allows her to fit that in. Amongst other things that Victoria do is she's involved with cross country and track and field, as well as the performing arts and voice. So, and flamenco, I've must include that as well. So whenever, but the lessons definitely, the formal lessons definitely came 3 evenings per week, and she fit the practice in according to her schedule, what she had to do with her extracurriculars, and of course her academics, which always took the forefront. Victoria and her sisters developed a very, very tight bond over the years. I've often told people I feel like I have triplets in many ways. Not only are they very close in age, but also the bond that they share is unbelievable. And with that bond comes this chemistry that it's so fascinating to watch them when they play together as a trio. And they are practicing together, and it's almost as if one will send a vibe to the other one, and it's that communication without you visibly seeing that they are communicating that way is unbelievable.
How does that make you feel when you see your 3 daughters having such a tight bond relationship and understanding each other, communicating and playing music together, and basically fulfilling some of the dreams you might have had, and for yourself perhaps they're doing it, and your little extension there, or big extension. How do you feel about that?
Oh, it's such a wonderful feeling to watch this chemistry amongst the girls, and I know it's not luck, but what I can say is that it's truly a blessing and a wonderful feeling as a parent to watch this bond develop and this chemistry that just exudes when they are together or when they're not together. For example, with Morgan being away at college, they speak to each other every single day. It's either FaceTime, Skype, text, or telephone, and that to me says enough about how they were a unit when they all were together 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, doing the same things and enjoying doing the same things and just being in each other's company.
That's great. Let's do a last part, like a greeting or wishes. What would you like to wish to Victoria?
Victoria, as you go off to Wellesley, I want you to know that Mommy will always be there for you. I will always be your strongest supporter. I will always be an ear. I will always be a phone call away. I will always be a 2-hour flight away. So never ever for a moment feel like you need Mommy and she's not there. She will always be there. I love you. I expect wonderful and only greatness from you. I can see that you're on your path to having an extraordinary career in performing arts, voice,
I
and
can see. Start with I can see. Start with that.
okay.
I can see.
I can see that you are on your way or on your journey to having an could I start the
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I can see that you are on your way to an extraordinary future with performing arts and voice, and your current interest in Russian language and Russian studies. I wish you the best, and I know that you, as you always do, whatever challenges that life present to you, you only do one thing, and that is you step up to it and you excel. I love you, my darling.